Namaste to all. A very beautiful question to Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati, and it is a very common question in everybody's mind. If there are many births, then why does a man not remember his previous life and death? Maharishi answers, the knowledge of the soul is very limited. It is not the seer of the three times, that is the past, present, and the future. Therefore, it cannot recall the past experiences. Besides, the mind with which a man thinks cannot hold more than one awareness at the same time. There is only one thing present in the consciousness at one point of time. Let alone the experiences of the past life, why does a man not even remember the events of this very life? That is, his coming into the womb, the development of his body parts, the birth, the myriads of the events before the age of 5. After experiencing several events in the wakeful and dreaming states, when the soul enters sound deep sleep, why does it not recall the events of those past states? If you are asked what you were doing 12 years ago, in the 5th month of the 13th year, 9th day at 10 o'clock, in what position, in what direction were your mouth, hands, ears, eyes and the body, and what ideas were there in your mind, you will not be able to answer. When in this very body this oblivion takes place, then your objection on the ground of non-remembrance of your previous lives is simply childish. It is a matter of consolation that a man does not remember his past lives. Otherwise, the painful memories of the past sorrows would have put an end to this life. If a man wants to know his past or future life, he cannot, because the knowledge and the nature of the soul are finite. This thing is knowable only to Almighty God and not to the souls. The questioner further asks, when the soul does not remember its past and God deals our punishment, the soul cannot be reformed. It can save itself from sins only when it knows that it did such and such actions in the past and got such and such punishment for it. Maharishi answers, how many kinds of knowledge do you believe to be? The questioner says 8 kinds of knowledge, like for example perception or inference, etc. etc. Then Maharishi says, then why do you not infer previous life from pleasure and pain such as kingdom, money, intellect, learning, poverty, folly, ignorance, etc. etc. which you see in this world from time to time from the very birth of a creature? Suppose there is a doctor and a layman, they both fall ill. The doctor knows the cause of illness as he has studied medical science. The layman does not know it as he has not studied medicine. But from the fever or other ailments, even a layman can infer at least so much, that he must have done some irregularity on account of which the ailment has come about. Similarly, we discover in this world a peculiar difference in pain and pleasure. Why do you not infer previous lives from this difference? If you deny previous life, you would impute partiality or injustice to Almighty God. Why has He given poverty and other sorrows without any previous sins? And why has He given rulership, riches, etc. without previous earnings of virtuous deeds? The justice of Almighty God remains unmodified if He gives sorrows and joys in proportion to the vice and virtue done in the previous lives. Then the questioner is asking, God can remain just even by giving only one life? For what the overlord does is justice. For instance, the gardener grows all sorts of big and small plants in his garden. He cuts down one and nurtures other. The master of a thing may do with it in any way he likes. There is none over God to question the propriety of any action or to bring him to book. There is none whom God may be frightened of. Maharishi answers, God is worthy of worship and great simply because He loves justice and practices it, and because He never does anything unjust. He who does the reverse is not Almighty God. Even a gardener is condemned if he plants trees without any system on the road or at an improper place, or cuts down a tree which should not have been cut down, nurtures an unsuitable plant and does not preserve a suitable one, etc. Similarly, if God does anything without a reason, He is to be condemned. It is necessary for Almighty God to do just things, as He is by nature holy and just. If He does anything like a layman, He would prove inferior to and more disgraced than a worthy worldly king. Do not those persons mean condemnation and disgrace in this world, who give honor to those who have done nothing worthy and punish those who have done nothing unworthy? Therefore, it is proved that Almighty God does no injustice and consequently does not fear anyone. Lastly, the questioner is asking, God gives to everyone only so much as He has predetermined and does only that thing which He has predestined. Maharishi answers, His determination corresponds to the actions of the souls and not otherwise. If He were to do otherwise, then He would be guilty of injustice. What a beautiful answer. I hope you understood. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.